like the main character that's a man.
Here we go. Last example.
And a helicopter crash.
No, he lives.
God.
Do I need to make a paper bomb?
Okay, I gave you, I think, like 3 problems with absolute value in them. And I have certainly seen these kind of problems on the AP exam before.
It says 0 to 2.
I remember helping Naomi with these problems too, and it was not a fun process. I think you guys will be a little bit better at this. So, what do you guys think I might do for this?
I thought, because it was from 0 to 2, you'd be thinking positive.
Why don't you pursue the
I think that
Yeah, she is.
if you, because I mean, do we have like integral rules for absolute value?
No.
We don't. We really don't. So you kind of need to think about this as a picture. You really do.
So it'll be like
There's
this,
not really another way to do it.
right?
The corner.
If you're not thinking about a picture, you still might be able to get the answer, but you're going to be real unsure of yourself, you know what I mean? So, my question to you is, what does that absolute value
Is it
graph
gonna be
look
like-
like?
Down
Okay.
It's a
one.
V-shape,
It's
right?
like this, but it won't be down one.
Oh, to be
Or
right.
we to the right one.
That's right, isn't it? This is
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I
'Cause
don't
it's
know right
inside
from
the-
left.
I think it's inside the
God.
absolute value. So
I can't do it.
Remember,
Tomorrow's people know.
if you have this and this, don't you have to go like that to see the true shift?
That's 12.
1/2.
1/2.
Okay.
What goes here, 1/2, I heard? Like that? So otherwise you're missing the true shift. So this is the absolute value function, the V shape shifted where?
Right 1/2.
Right 1/2. So if we have like 1, 1, it's kind of like the corner moves from here, right 1/2, and then it's got that V shape. Now what do you guys think? How flat is this going to be?
Does the 2
Doesn't
affect
the
it?
The 2
make-
does it's inside the function, so it's like a horizontal stretch or compression. I hate those. Those are just so hard for me to think about. So the question is, do we really need that? I think you needed this for sure, but we know it's got a V shape. I don't know where it hits up here, so I'm just going to kind of guess.
You do like the area of 2
How do
triangles.
you know if it's a stretch or compression? Like on that.
It's the half or
Remember, if you're inside the function, you got to think about what could you put underneath here to get a 2, and the answer is it's a horizontal something by 1/2. Now is that going to be a stretch or a compression? I think it's really hard to think about. You don't have to know these questions real thoroughly, definitely not. I used to really get confused, so I'm not going to go into it in depth with you guys, okay? It's just not a waste of the time. We know it looks something like that, yeah? The point is you need this picture so that you can split the integral, because we were integrating from where to where? 0 to 2, right? So you needed to know that this corner was in here so you could split it into 2 different integrals,
So you're
because
gonna do 0 to
one of those
1/2
integrals is
and
going to
then
be this.
1/2
Does an absolute value have a slope of like 1?
That's what we need to know. You're exactly right, Fred. And then the other part's going to be here. Right? That's what we're trying to find. That's the picture of what we're trying to find. So for the integral, we're going to go, the key is that you know where to split it. If without picturing this, you wouldn't have even thought to split this. I'm going to split this into 2 separate pieces. The first piece is going to go from 0 to where? 1/2. And what function am I integrating there? Well, that's what we've got to think
Negative
about.
X.
That's what you guys are trying to tell me. Something like that, yes. And the integral from the rest of it is going to be from
1/2 to 2.
1/2 to 2. And then we've got to think about what function we're integrating there. Okay? Without the picture, you're kind of... So you guys are trying to say like one of them's positive, and it's what that function is inside. So I think it's just that function inside.
One has a negative, one has
Which one's going to be the positive slope? This one or this one? This one's the positive piece,
Why
right?
is that
So
one
I'm going
just
to go...
dx though?
And then the other one is negative 2x
Is negative
plus
that.
1.
Yes. Negative of that.
He just hasn't put it in yet.
Oh, okay, you gotta put it in. I was like, why is it just dx?
Does that make sense? You see how I'm
Yeah.
kind of using the graph and I'm kind of using algebra together? kind of need both, otherwise this is much harder to do. And then those are both easy. Finish it.
Why'd you do that?
So the key to this problem, if you see an absolute value, you kind of need to picture what it looks like to see if you where you need to split it. Because for absolute value, remember, what is absolute value? Absolute value of x to begin with. Why does this make sense? It's x one place and it's negative x another place. The absolute value looks like this. It's x for x greater than 0, and it's negative x for x less than 0. And how do you integrate that? Well, you've got to split it up into its two pieces. The only question is, for this function, you'd split it at
0.
0. For here, you've got to say, well, where's the corner? Where am I going to split it? And I think visualizing that's a lot easier than just doing this kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So then just think.
So, what do we get here?
I didn't know what to do next. Like, I have to
Integrate.
Oh, okay.
So the one thing you got to be careful about, especially on this problem, is notice how many 2's there are. Notice how many minuses there are. It's really easy to like forget one or put one in the wrong spot or something. Other than that, it's not hard. You just got to be careful. You got 3 halves. It's obviously positive, so that's good. Negative. This is negative 1/4.
Two minus 1/4 is 3, or plus 1/4 now.
Ah, yes, thank you. Nice. So 2 1/4 is 2.25, plus another fourth is 2.5. That's what I got. Yep, that's what I got in my notes.
Negative, okay.
It's negative.
Let's go back and look at that one more time, because like I said, it's so easy to miss a minus or something here. It's just a lot of them. This, I pulled the minus out, right? Integral 2x is x squared. So go x squared over 2 and the 2's cancel. Yeah? Questions? Okay with this? Everybody?
I think so.
Okay with this? We put those there. Same thing on this one.
Yeah.
Then I do this one with the fundamental theorem part A. So I put 1/2 in, put 1/2 in, put 0 into both, you get 0. Put 2 in, put 2 in, 1/2 in, 1/2 in, and then just simplify. Okay? Very easy to make a mistake, so you gotta be careful. Yeah? The new thing in this problem was, once again, if you have an absolute value, I try to picture what that looks like first. So I gave you, I think, 1 or 2 lines, the absolute value of a line. What if I gave you, I think there was at least one where it's the absolute value of a parabola. Which one did I give you? Can you tell me?
We should do 18.
Give us 23, 24, and 26. 26 is a x squared minus 4.
Is there another x squared one?
25 x squared minus 4.
And I didn't give you that?
Let's
Let's look at 25. So let's do 25, maybe just do one more. Yeah, I didn't give you that one. 0 to 3. Okay, so this one's the absolute value of a parabola. Can somebody help me with what that looks like?
I have no idea.
Just forget the absolute value. What's x squared minus 4 look like?
It's gonna be done.
Parabola.
And then parabola.
So it'd be like this, right? The intercepts would be what?
X squared minus 4 plus or minus.
Plus or minus 2, right? You factor it or whatever, you get your plus minus 2. So it's usually going to be like this.
And so there's gonna be like a little cusp
It's
or
a
whatever
double
at
dip.
the intercepts because it goes.
Oh god, it was
Right.
4.
Yeah? What's that look like as an absolute value?
Yeah, there's a little cusp
'Cause it
at
was
the
in the
2
thing.
and this.
What happens? You take this and you make it go up like that. So
Oh, so it was
we take this part right here and we go well, creating some cusps, right?
Why do we do that? Because it's
The absolute value makes any y value positive,
I
right?
thought since that was inside that, it would be to the left. Or right 4.
But the function is just this, Austin. You're thinking this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then if we want to integrate that from 0 to 3, it's going to be this part, right? And then some of this part over here. So the question is, where are we going to split the integral at?
Halfway between.
At
Or
2.
right, well, right there at that little.
At 2.
At the cusp, right? Which is 2. So I'm going to end up going 0 to 2 of something, dx,
2.
plus 2 to 3, something else, dx. Can you guys help me fill in those somethings?
Would it be
What's this part going to be over here? Isn't that just part of the original function?
So that's.
So that part is going to be x squared minus 4, yeah, because that's part of the original curve that was there. Is this part of the original curve?
So that
No,
means-
it's like the curve flipped over.
Negative x squared plus 4.
It's the negative of that, yes. Which would be negative x squared plus 4. Doesn't that look, this key part of it, doesn't that look like negative x squared plus 4? Yeah. So it makes sense, yeah. So how well you know those algebra things, I mean, it really does help with this. So you do those integrals and I think you'll get the answer. So picture them first if you have an absolute value and then they'll be the key, all right?